I love making something out of nothing. I'm not trained, but I am brave and determined. Of course, I could hire a professional, but DIY first. I think I should.
Yeah, you should.
On all of them. I have to take the screws out and put it back in.
You should. You should. That way everything, you know, it'll be even. Mm-hmm.
I need a strip coming down, at least down to here.
Drywall. Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much to screw into, but
You could shim that too, cause you can tuck them behind.
I mean, I guess I can screw through.
You can screw through that, yeah. You can screw through that, but you could also shim something behind it if you need to.
Yeah. Let's try this again, okay? Remember, we're about to flip it over.
Now, see, take the middle part and you just.
Broke it again. You did.
Voila. And there you have it. Sliplies.
Let's see, do I have a piece long enough to use?
Do you? Glue it to this one.
Oh.
24. Structo is in the house. That boy, that came on the wrong day. He's like, nah, bro, you weren't supposed to come today. We threw demoing. Like,
Right.
you should have came.
You.
But we got some strips though that we need to extend.
Don't worry about it. I think this will work.
Okay.
I think I was the best way.
That to be even all the way down, and then that way you can
Like this
level
or like
it.
this. Trying to think what am I trying to accomplish here? I don't want it to crack if I screw through it. So I think I'm gonna brace it behind.
Okay.
Okay.
That'll work.
So okay.
Alright. Looking decent. Looking decent.
couple more shims. Well, no, this not gonna work. Hold on. So looking back at this footage while I'm editing it, I was having a little difficulty in this section because the shower surround was sitting out from the wall pretty significantly and not evenly. And I don't know if it's the wall that's uneven. Most likely it's probably the wall is uneven. But in the corner there was a significantly bigger gap, and I was trying to fill in the space using shims. I was trying to get the orientation of the shims correct, but the drywall piece was still unstable. So then I tried to use a piece of wood because the gap was probably like 3/4 of an inch or something like that from the wall. And so I tried to use a piece of wood, but as I'm editing this footage, it reminded me of the technique that Patrick used when he was patching the fence, and the piece of wood that he used to kind of shim out by moving the piece forward or backward. And I'm thinking now that perhaps I could have done that by putting that piece of wood at the angle that I needed and securing it to the stud at the proper angle, and then I could have screwed into that piece of wood. So if I had this to do again, then that's probably what I would try to do to be able to fill that gap and support the drywall better. I decided to use Trim-Tex to finish off the drywall around the shower surround. I like this because it has the breakaway edge, but it also provides a waterproof seal between the drywall, the unfinished edge of the drywall, and the shower surround. And once you caulk the seam, it creates a waterproof seal. So that's what we're using here. I didn't really do a tutorial on how to install it because I just watched some videos to see what to do, and this is my first time using this, so I think it went pretty good. The initial inspection report said that there were several windows in the house that had been painted shut. We had talked to the contractor about getting those windows open, and he assured us that they would be able to get them open, and in fact at some point said that they had been fixed and they were open. What we found was that there was only the living room windows that looked like they had been tampered with to get open, and they only opened partially because they didn't actually fix the problem. They just kind of used brute force to force the window up, I think for more so for ventilation than to actually try to fix the windows. So I decided to do a little bit of an experiment. I examined the windows to see how they were put together and did a little experiment to see if I could get the window apart to the point that I could access the window itself, like the window pane, to see if I could get it open. I had an idea about how to get the windows open.
Okay.
Because I felt like the problem was that the window sill, it sits up, so you couldn't get the crowbar down under the window. So I was like, well, if I take this trim off, I should be able to get the crowbar in there and prop it up, and it worked. So the problem, I think, is that they painted this part.
I was looking at that at the other window. The sides were painted and they painted heavy, so it's like, man, that's like leverage you went against.
Yeah. So I think what I'm gonna do is try to strip the paint off of the metal part here.
Okay.
And on the other windows, and that way it should be able to glide. And I don't know if it's maybe some wax or something I can put on here so it can move easier. But I'm just gonna have to take the trim off the sides and the bottom and the window sills, so I can get the crowbar under them and pop them back up. So I'm thinking that's gonna be like a 2-part process. So I think what I'm gonna do is get some kind of paint stripper and just go ahead and paint on these parts here first.
Lighten it up, yeah.
And then
break it
go
down.
back through, then while that's working, pop the trim and stuff off, then clean that up, and then pop the window up. Then we can clean up all this and, get it back, paint the window, make it look nice again. I'm just gonna get up here just because, so this stuff don't like drip down your arm. So all we're gonna do today anyway, is we're gonna paint this paint stripper onto this metal part here where it's supposed to slide. Just paint it on there. All the sides on the inside. And I don't care if it get on the window, because the main thing is that the windows work. I really don't care what they end up looking like. So we're just gonna paint this on this side and this side. And that's it. And then go to the next one. That's step 1.
Progressimo, baby, progressimo. Alright, we can lock them back now.
I did it already.
Word. Moving on. I think that's it. Yeah, that's all of it.
All right.